Hey everyone, Aunt Vicki, Aunt Vicki's Craft Corner. As you can see, I'm in a new space. Actually, it's the same space, just revamped. I turned my craft corner into a craft studio. I can utilize it better. I can film better. I have not as much cramped space. It's open. It's breathable. I can not see who's coming up and down the stairs. I can film better. This didn't cost me anything other than the paper that you see on my pegboard. I bought that at Goodwill, and it was $1.99 a roll, so it's just contact paper. My curtain, I already had the material for that. So this is what we spent all our weekend doing. It's been a labor of love, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got to redesign, which is something I love to do. It's larger, it's more open, more breathable spaces. It's not completely done yet. I still have a few things to do, but it's going to be easier to utilize my stuff and to film. So today's video is going to be me showing you some of my progress, some of the things that I have done. I'm going to show you how I made my sign. Welcome to Aunt Vicki's Craft Corner. Still have some space, as you can see, that I can put stuff. It's probably going to take me another week to finish everything, but I do want to show you around, and as you see the things that I've done. I took a screenshot of what my craft space looked like before I did this, and I'm going to put that in here. So you can see what it looks like from there to here. Wide open. I have an 8-foot space, or 8 feet counter that I can work behind. It's got storage beneath it. I have a huge desk in front of me. I have all kinds of shelves, and as you can see, let me get to showing you what it looks like. This is the beginning of the process of making my craft area into a studio. It's still a mess. I'm still organizing. But I'm going to show you the finished product. So this is what it looks like. There is my counter that I can, it's got all of my supplies, lots of my supplies. My pegboard, I'm going to carry that on over. I'm not going to show you that side because that's a mess. My shelves. Here is my desk. There's my desk. And there's my sign. And there's my precious niece that would have been 40. She passed away 3 years ago. That's Brooke's sister. That's my favorite picture of her. This is what I get to see as I'm crafting. That's my precious mom. My wedding photo. That's my siblings. That's 4 of us when we were little. My husband covered my son's face. And this is my niece, the one that passed away right before she died. Lots and lots of stuff. And this is not even all of it. To the right, where I'm not showing, I have a bookshelf full of fabric. Let me see if I can show you without showing my mess. Like I said, I'm still straightening up. That's my fabrics. You know, I want to give a shout out to my mom, Miss Joanne. My mom raised 5 kids, and she made a lot of us girls clothes when we were growing up. So I learned to sew from her. She used to quilt. She made a lot of stuff. And my dad was the only person who, my mom didn't work. She was a stay-at-home mom. And she had to learn how to stretch the dollar, and she would make our clothes. So that's where I learned to sew. That's what got me started. I learned to sew. Then I went into scrapbooking, did that for numerous years. I started that when I was pregnant with Caitlin and carried that over till she was a teenager. Then I got into crafts. I got into repurposing, curbside pickups. I got into all kinds of just different things, because I guess I evolved or got bored with the previous thing. I can't sew very much anymore because, as you can see, I have a useless finger. Very funny story about my finger. A couple of years ago, the people next to us were selling their farm, and there was an old barn over there, and I was just looking around before they demolished it, because they said they were going to demolish it, and I found this little kitten over there. Little stray kitten, little gray kitten. He was very cute. So it was very skittish, and I would go over there a couple of days to feed the cat, because, you know, he was skin and bones. He looked pitiful. So I took it, and I'm not a cat person. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a cat person. I don't like cats. We have 2 cats. I don't hate cats. I'm just not a cat person. I went to go over there and rescue this kitten because I didn't want it to get hurt when they were demolishing the barn. So I caught the kitten, and I brought it to my house, and I was sitting on the front porch, and I had it in a box. It had the top over it, so I was going to feed it and try to save it, because I wanted a kitten. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a cat person, but I wanted a kitten. So when I raised the lid off the box, the cat bit my finger. The cat bit me here in the knuckle. Sharp little fang, little teeth, took off running. So it hurt pretty bad, but within 2 hours, my finger was red, inflamed, and it was oozing. Very painful. So I washed it up I had washed it up really well, taken care of it, put some triple antibiotic salve on it. Well, the next day, it was a little bit worse, so I had gone to urgent care. And he gave me a tetanus shot, and gave me an antibiotic shot, and sent me on my way. Well, 2 days later, or a day or 2 later, my husband was down at the lower carport, and he said, I found the kitten, and he's dying. So we thought the cat had just ran off and went back to the barn. Well, no, he was dead. The cat was dead. So I had to call the ER, went to the ER, had to start a series of rabies shots. Oh, wow, were those horrendous. Those were horrible. So that was on a Monday. No, that was over the weekend. By Monday, I had to go. When I was going to get my next to the last rabies shot, I was feeling absolutely horrible. I mean, head to toe, I was feeling horrible. So they looked at my finger and decided, this doesn't look good. Because it was red. They tried to get it to rupture on its own to get some of the infection out. It was a massive infection. So the orthopedist came in and looked at me, and he said, you're going to have surgery. So they admitted me. I was admitted to the hospital. The next day, I had surgery. The next day, I was overnight in the ER so they could keep an eye on me. The next day, I went in for surgery. And I was within days of losing my finger. It was a massive infection. I also had cat scratch fever. So I was admitted to the hospital for 5 days for a very high dose of antibiotics to try to take care of this. So I had to do therapy. I had to do therapy on I could use my finger. I had to do some therapy. I had to bend my finger, do all this. Well, a couple of months later, my finger seized. And it turned red again. So I went back to the orthopedic doctor, and he said, you've got an infection. he said, unfortunately, it's never going to get any better, and you're going to have recurrent infections. You will probably end up having it amputated. So that's what I'm trying to avoid right now. I think right now it's kind of hurting a little bit. I think it may be getting another infection in it, but as you can see, it's twisted, it's bent, and this is the extent of what I can do. Even driving, this is what I do when I drive, even crafting. So if you've seen my finger point, it's because of that. All that being said, I don't get to sew very much anymore, and sometimes it's kind of hard for me to craft. My mom always sewed until she got up. My mom's 81. She'll be 82 this year. She doesn't sew anymore because, you know, she's 82. But she still gets around like you would not believe. She does better than I do, even though she's getting up in age. I love my mom. My mom is my absolute best friend. You've heard Brooke talk about her, Mama. She's the best ever. I can only hope to be half the woman that she is. So, Mom, love you, girl. You're the best. So, I rambled on. But this video is dedicated to my mom and to Chris. I love them both dearly. They have been very, very instrumental in my life. And without them, I don't know what I would do. So, I want you to know, I really, really, really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You guys have given me encouragement at times that I really needed it. You guys have built me up the times I really needed it. You have given me great advice. You've given me great suggestions. And I really, really appreciate that. Here, I'm going to show you how I made this sign. So, now I'm going to show you how to make a sign for my pegboard that says Aunt Vicky's Craft Corner out of this. I went ahead and sanded this down to take this nutmeg brown. I'm going to give this a coat. I went ahead and cleaned it, wiped it down. I hope you guys are liking my new setup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it white, and then I'm going to distress it. Today, instead of using my hairdryer, I'm going to use my heat gun. Now let's put on a second coat. I'm hoping that my chalk paint will kind of cover up the blessed part of this, since I did sand it. This paint's thicker too. Maybe it'll give me better coverage. Is anyone else like me, paranoid about keeping things plugged up? Afraid you'll have a fire? I know I am. I think it comes from my grandpa. He was petrified of fires. So he would always make sure everything was unplugged, if fires were put out, even if he had to stomp them, stoves turned off, all this stuff. He was petrified. I think I got it from him. I think it scares me. So I've always been vigilant about trying to keep things unplugged. But I'm going to go eat me some lunch. I'll come back and I'll finish this later. Now, I'm going to take this Mod Podge, now that it's dry, and put a layer of Mod Podge on to keep the brown from bleeding through. All right. Now, let's dry it. try the hairdryer, see if it'll be faster. Oh yeah. Now, I'm going to take my white chalk paint and I'm going to very lightly go over it. I may have to sand it as well. I'll have to check and see when I get this done. I don't think it matters if it's thicker in some areas. This gives it a distinctive look. But I will be sanding it anyway. Now that it's dry, I'm going to take my sandpaper and lightly go over some areas. Just down to the brown. And around the edges. That's usually where things get worn the most, is around the edges. So let's try this. All right. I think that has it. We need to put another layer of Mod Podge over it. This is so, hopefully it won't pull my paint up when I put my Cricut sticker that I'm going to make on it. Hopefully. To see where the shine is. Okay. While this is drying, set it to the side. And I am going to set up my Cricut. And I need some black. Let's go into Cricut. First, I need to measure this. It is 15 by 24. Text. All right. Let's see what I want. Let's try this one. It's called Amazing Quirky. Okay, welcome. Put this on. I'm using a matte black for this because I don't want glare to come off of it. Right. Make sure it's on there pretty good. Now, continue. Load. Start. All right, there's that one. Now, let's go and do the next one. Let's do Fancy Pants. All right, 8. Vicky's. Boy, would I love to have one of the new ones where you didn't have to have a mat. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love my Cricut. But to not have a mat has to be awesome. Cover my mat back up. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm now weeding it. Okay. So all right. Now, see where I want to place this. All right. Now, I need some of this, some transfer paper tape. Let's measure center. 12 inches. Let's see where center is here. All right. So I can see it is the M. Okay. Let's actually do this. Sometimes this works. You can get them straight this way. Okay. Now, I can get right. Find ant. It's usually better to take your paper off from the back. That way it won't peel your letters off. Take your paint or your Mod Podge off. Now let's see. Right. Let's go ahead and place it down. We'll line it up with these lines. There we go. Just don't want to have to repaint this. I have to admit, I don't put as many stickers on things as I used to. I usually try to do stencils. Okay. There we go. Now, right. Now let's place the corner. Right, now let's place this. Sometimes your finger works just as well as a scraper. Now, make sure it's all stuck down very well. So it won't peel off. You find a paintbrush. I'll just use this. Just gonna put a layer of Mod Podge over the whole surface. Like I said, this will seal in the vinyl. keep it from peeling. It doesn't take a whole lot to seal it in. Just a thin coat. Make sure there's no thick spots. Now let's dry it. Like I said, I don't keep my supplies plugged in. Call it fear, paranoia. My electronics don't stay plugged in, except for the TV. Too many cords. And that's what it looks like. So now I'm going to hang it on my wall. So there you have it. My new craft studio. More space to put some more stuff. Believe me, I'll fill it up. I hope you enjoyed my little tour that I gave you. It was a work of love. Like I said, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I started on it either Thursday or Friday, and I finished it up today, which is Tuesday. So it's taken a while, but like I said, it didn't cost me anything. I had all of my stuff. I just moved it around to give me better usage. If you have any suggestions on things that I can do for storage or to make this better, let me know. I've got to work overhead where we took the bar out. It's a little bit rough up there, so I've got to do some work up there. And I need some suggestions on what to do for my storage. There's all kinds of Christmas stuff over there. And my craft supplies, like items that I'm going to make over. I have a whole shelf that goes down the wall that has stuff in it. And I keep filling it up, unfortunately. So let me know some things that you think that I could do to do this better. I love hearing from you guys. You guys have given me some great suggestions on things to try. And believe me, I am going to try some of these. I'm going to see what I can come up with. I've not forgotten them. I've just been really busy trying to do this. I'm trying to get this video out this week, hopefully, so you guys can see. I want to give a big shout out to my husband, Chris. He helped me move stuff around. He come up with ideas. He's very, very handy to have around sometimes. He works hard. He's a hard worker. So he came home from work and helped me out. So I just want to give you a big thank you. Thank you, Chris. I love you. You're awesome. So hopefully now, Colin can come. Caitlin can come. I'm hoping to get some of my sisters involved in this sometime too. I don't know if I can. I have 3 sisters. I have Dolores. Her name is Dolores, Anita, and Kim. I have a brother named Tim, but Tim won't do this. But I might could talk some of those into it. And I'm going to try to get my mom on here sometime. She won't, I don't know if she will craft. I hope you enjoyed this tour. It's not much, but it's mine. I worked really hard at this, worked all week at this, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys will enjoy this new setup and things will be easier to see and hopefully not too distracting here in the background. I hope me standing is better than me sitting as well. So give me some suggestions on things you'd like for me to try. I love getting suggestions. I promise you, I'm looking into some of those, and I'm going to try to make some of them. I've just been really busy with this, and I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to come up with new things to try to show you guys. So keep them coming. Keep suggesting new things. I really, really love it. Well, I'm going to sign off for now. I've really enjoyed making this video and showing it to you. So don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to comment the things you want to see me try, suggestions, whatever. And don't forget to share this video. It really helps me out. So, until next time, from my new studio. See you next time. Bye.